BJP announces its list of candidates for 4 states. Minister Babul Supriyo, BJP MP Lokit Chatterjee are drafted for the Bengal polls. Actor Khushbu Sundar finds a place in the BJP's first list of candidates for the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. There is no stopping me, says Mamata Banerjee as she holds a rally in Kolkata on a wheelchair. Warns a wounded tiger is more dangerous. No evidence that Mamata's injury was due to an attack. Security was not properly handled, says the EC. The police officer in charge of the Chief Minister's security is suspended by the Election Commission. A landslide victory for the YSR Congress party in the urban body elections in Andhra Pradesh, winning 74 out of 75 municipalities. India records 25,320 fresh COVID cases in a day, the highest in nearly 3 months. The Maharashtra Chief Minister issues a warning of another lockdown as Maharashtra reports over 16,000 cases. Delhi records over 400 cases for the 4th consecutive day. Sir Viv Richards thanks Prime Minister Modi for providing COVID-19 vaccines to the Caribbean region. And denied a ticket. The Kerala Congress Women's Unit chief resigns, shaves her head as a mark of protest. Good evening, you're watching the news at 8. I'm Sarah Jacob. Our top story, Mamata Banerjee made her first public appearance after sustaining injuries to her leg during a rally in West Bengal's Nandigram. The West Bengal Chief Minister conducted a roadshow on a wheelchair, warning that a wounded tiger is extremely dangerous. Meanwhile, the EC says there was no evidence that the Bengal Chief Minister was attacked at Nandigram and suspended the Director for Security over lapses.
A picture speaks 1,000 words. This one, a force multiplier. On a wheelchair, on the main streets of Kolkata, the streets where she can outwalk anyone. Mamata Banerjee, fighting for a 3rd term as Bengal Chief Minister, fighting, she said, for democracy, fighting like a wounded tiger.
আমি বলি আমার যন্ত্রণা আছে কিন্তু শারীরিক যন্ত্রণা থেকে কি জানেন হৃদয়ের যন্ত্রণা অনেক বড় গণতন্ত্রের যন্ত্রণা অনেক বড় সারা শরীরেই আমার কালো কালো চিহ্ন ভর্তি আমি হুইল চেয়ারে ভাঙা পায়ে আমি সারা বাংলা ঘুরে বেড়াবো আর খেলা হবে।
This on a day the Election Commission ruled that Mamata Banerjee had been injured not in an attack but in an accident and shunted 3 officers for lapses in her security. But on the streets, no one was listening.
जीतेगो जीते के लिए जीतेगी दीदी छाड़ा क्यों नहीं শুধু दीदी জিতবে
ইলেকশন কমিশন সুপ্রিম কোর্ট সমস্ত ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল এগুলোকে এই সরকার নিজের মতো করে পরিচালনা করছে।
The BJP unmoved by the wheelchair. After the EC ruled, it relaunched its attack on Mamata Banerjee for playing victim.
ये विक्टिम कार्ड तो हम लोग देखे हैं कि अगर उसको पूरा अभी जो लक्ष्य है वो लक्ष्य से वो पूरा बाहर हो गया है, वो डर गया है कि 21 में तृणमूल सरकार नहीं आएगा, इसलिए ये विक्टिम कार्ड चल रहा है।
Mamata is known to have her finger on the pulse of the people. She did not wheelchair 5 kilometers through central Kolkata for nothing. Will the BJP be able to derail her in her race for Bengal? In Kolkata with GD Shankar, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
Meanwhile, the Home Minister Amit Shah held a mega roadshow at Kharagpur in West Bengal this evening, which saw a huge crowd. The state BJP chief Dilip Ghosh, the party's General Secretary Kailash Vijayvargiya were also present at the event. You could see Mr. Shah waving at spectators, showering them with rose petals. Even as a candidate for Kharagpur Sadar constituency, Hiran Chatterjee, who is also a film star, stood by his side.
निश्चित परिवर्तन होगा। 200 से ज्यादा सीटों के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में यहां सरकार बनाने जा रही है। 2017 से बंगाल में घूमता हूं। निश्चित बंगाल की जनता परिवर्तन चाहती है और इस बार यहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी का विजय कि नाजीरा से
Hopping for the Home Minister, speaking earlier in Assam, Mr. Shah attacked the Congress for what he claimed was an alliance with communal forces. Attending a poll rally in Margarita in Assam, the Home Minister claimed that in 5 years the BJP has made Assam Andolan Mukt, and given another 5 years it will make the state flood mukt.
मित्रों, कांग्रेस पार्टी को आपका दिया हुआ एक वोट बदरुद्दीन अजमल को मिलेगा और बदरुद्दीन अजमल को मिला हुआ एक वोट आसाम को घुसपैठियों से भर देगा। आपको तय करना है कि कौन सी पार्टी चाहिए, घुसपैठ कराने वाली पार्टी चाहिए या घुसपैठियों को उखाड़ कर बाहर फेंकने वाली पार्टी चाहिए। मित्रों, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी ही कर सकती है।
And even as India administered over 3 lakh vaccines today, India also registered a spike of over 25,000 cases in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra alone reported over 16,000 cases. Delhi reported over 400 cases for the 4th consecutive day.
India's COVID cases on the rise. In the last 24 hours, India registered 25,320 cases, the highest daily cases in almost 3 months. The biggest concern are Maharashtra, Kerala and Punjab, which account for 77% of India's total active cases. Maharashtra's worst affected district, Pune, has over 24,000 active cases. In Kerala, Ernakulam has over 4,000 active cases. In Punjab, Jalandhar has over 1,400 active cases. In Maharashtra, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has ordered hotels and restaurants in the state to ensure strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols on their premises and not force the state to enforce drastic measures like a lockdown.
There is a rapid increase in cases in central Maharashtra, eastern and central Maharashtra. This is somewhat worrying because it may be that a new wave of pandemic is starting. The other reasons could be that the people are not taking precautions in those areas and overcrowding is happening in social events and in other marketplaces, etc.
Punjab has shut schools across the state and has imposed night curfews in 8 districts including Ludhiana. Yet, throughout the day, markets witness heavy crowds like these. In Madhya Pradesh, which figures among the 8 states seeing a surge in daily cases, Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan met the Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today to discuss the COVID situation and the medical infrastructure of the state.
ये बढ़ते हुए केस हमारी चिंता का विषय है। मैं पैनिक नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन मैं आगाह करना चाहता हूँ, सावधान करना चाहता हूँ और आग्रह करता हूँ, निवेदन करता हूँ जनता जनार्दन से कि सावधानी में सुरक्षा, ये मास्क मत हटाइए। मैं नहीं चाहता कि अब लॉकडाउन फिर से लगाने की स्थिति पैदा हो।
The Union Health Secretary has been holding regular review meetings with chief secretaries of states that have been seeing a surge in cases. Several central teams of experts have also been sent to states to assist them in controlling the situation. In New Delhi, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
And there's been some praise that's come in for India from the Caribbean. The former West Indies cricketer Sir Vivian Richard, among the top cricketers globally, has thanked Prime Minister Modi and India for offering COVID-19 vaccines in support to the Caribbean countries. In a video shared on Twitter by the Indian Embassy in Guyana, the West Indies players praised this initiative by India.
Opportunity for me to thank for exactly the wonderful contribution that India would have made to our country, which is the vaccine. We thank you so much on behalf of the Antiguan and Barbudan people. We look forward also that in the future, continued relationship. Thank you very much, Prime Minister Modi, and to thank the High Commissioner to our region. We also thank all the people of India for such a kind gesture. Thank you very much.
And more election news actually. Parliamentarians including Minister Babul Supriyo, Locket Chatterjee and Swapan Das Gupta have been enlisted by the BJP to contest the West Bengal elections. Babul Supriyo, a singer turned politician, the junior environment minister, will be contesting from Toliganj in Kolkata, the heart of the state's film industry. The actor turned politician Locket Chatterjee will run from Chinsura in Hooghly district and Swapan Das Gupta from Tarkeshwar in the same district, announcing the names of 27 candidates for the third phase and 38 candidates for the fourth phase of polls in West Bengal. The BJP has also fielded the former chief economic advisor Ashok Lahiri from the Alipurdwar assembly seat. And actor Khushbu Sundar has found a place in the BJP's first list of candidates for the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. The actor politician had quit the Congress last year after writing a strongly worded letter to the party chief Sonia Gandhi. She will now be contesting from Chennai's Thousand Lights constituency. She tweeted a huge thank you to my BJP president JP Nadda ji for giving me this opportunity. Will not let you down, adding that she will work hard and win. The BJP is contesting the Tamil Nadu polls in alliance with the ruling AIA-DMK and its other partners. Of course, the party had partnered with the AIA-DMK for the 2019 Lok Sabha elections but couldn't win a seat. Now under the JP Ladda-led party will be contesting 20 seats. And the BJP will be contesting on 115 seats in the upcoming Kerala Assembly election, and the rest of the 25 seats will be left for 4 alliance parties. The Kerala BJP chief K. Surendran will be contesting from 2 constituencies, that's Manjeshwar in Kasaragod and Koni in Pathanamthitta. The Metroman E. Sridharan will be contesting from the Palagad Assembly constituency, while the former state BJP chief Kumanam Rajshekharan will be contesting from Nemom seat, the only seat the BJP won in the last elections. Nemom is where the BJP won its first and its only MLA in 2016. And in Assam, the BJP will announce candidates for the state to announce candidates that they'll be contesting from 92 seats. Allies will be fighting in the rest. The BJP released 17 candidates' names for phase 3. And Chandramohan Patwari will be fighting from Dharmapur. And the YSR Congress party had a landslide victory in the urban body elections in Andhra Pradesh, winning 74 out of 75 municipalities. And trends actually suggest that it may win in all the corporations. The YSRCP candidates have won in Anantapur, Kadapa, Kurnool, Chittoor, Tirupati and Guntur corporations, and counting is continuing in Vijayawada and Visakhapatnam, where the YSRCP has a strong lead. We're going to go in for a short break. After that, why are the youth flocking to the farmers' protest sites around Delhi? Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now news from around the country to the farmers' protests now. Several youngsters have kept aside their professional ambitions to stand in solidarity with the protesting farmers. And NDTV's Sonakshi Chakrabarti met with one of them, a 29-year-old Navkiran Nath, who belongs to the Mansa district in Punjab, who has a degree in film studies and has been spending the last 3 months at the Tikri border. She asked her why.
Navkiran Nath, thank you for speaking to us. You have a story that could inspire many youngsters to really tell them that there is a reason why youngsters are keeping aside their professional ambitions and joining the protesting farmers in solidarity. What inspires you to do this?
I guess this is our moral responsibility. When nothing is going right, we can't sit silently in our homes or in our safe spaces, or like it's not like we don't have anything else in our life. It's not like we are velle, but I guess this is more important at the movement which we are doing, because it's not just about the farmers. Even in the past we have witnessed how young people, they don't have basic education, and people like me who are graduated from various colleges or universities, from many prestigious institutes of this country, they don't have any job. They are unemployed, and now here comes the farmers. I'm like, the government is trying to grab their land, or they are trying to monopolize the whole agricultural system. So I think now we can't keep silent anymore.
The Bhagat Singh Library, this library was solely built for the farmers. Tell us a little bit about that. Why did you think it was necessary to build a library, जबकि यहाँ पे इतने सारे लोग protest कर रहे हैं? You chose to build a library for them. What was the importance and significance behind that?
One thing is, I'm like, any initiative which we started on the protest is not a singular initiative. Like, it's not only me. We are a set of people. We collectively started these initiatives. There's a big team behind this. Second, I'm like, all the people who are part of this these initiatives, we are on the morchas from day one, and we were realizing that these protest sites are basically temporary cities for the farmers away from their actual villages or cities. So I think these temporary cities also need all the amenities we witness in any other city.
What is your message to the youngsters? Again, what would you like to tell them?
I have a privilege of growing up in an activist family. I'm seeing farmers protest from the age of say 5, 6, and I also went to jail once in one agitation in Chandigarh and faced custodial beating at that time. So yes, I'm like, we are going through all this from a long time now, and you can say we are Andolanjeevis from a long time. But I guess that's not something like our sole goal in the life, but that's our duty.
The voice of Young India, and this one is refusing to be silenced. Talking about raising voices, apple farmers across the north of India are a worried lot. They're coming together to protest what they say are apples grown in Iran being illegally imported and marketed as apples from Afghanistan, a country with which India has a free trade agreement.
Of course. In this situation, apple farmers of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand are in Srinagar to join hands with fruit growers of Kashmir to protect India's apple industry from what they claim is an invasion by Iranian apple. The farmers say Iranian fruit is making its way into the Indian market as Afghan apple, which is exempt from import duties.
We are demanding the government of India that this should be stopped immediately, otherwise it is going to ruin the apple economy. They are illegally bringing these apples and evading the import duty also.
लगभग सिर्फ 40 रुपए 45 रुपए किलो यहाँ दिल्ली की मार्केट में उतर रहा है आजकल। इस गैर कानूनी रास्ते से नुकसान हो रहा है भारत सरकार के आयात शुल्क को, और साथ साथ हम जो हिमाचल प्रदेश के या जम्मू कश्मीर के किसान बागवान हैं, उनकी जो आर्थिकी है, रीढ़ की हड्डी है, उसको भी एक बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हमें सहना पड़ रहा है।
Over 18,000 tons of apple has come into the Indian market through Afghanistan route so far this year. Farmers are worried that they may lose market if Iranian apples flood the mandis. Praveen Sharma from Uttarakhand says the fledgling apple growers in his state could bear the maximum brunt as they have small land holdings.
Seeing the challenge that the apple is going to face a challenge because of international players like Iran, who is playing a filthy game of illegal trade. So we have to work together to fight this challenge.
Farmers say off-season import of apple from Afghanistan led to suspicion. Afghanistan has no cold storage facility. An import of apple in the month of February and March, farmers claim, is clear evidence that it's not the Afghan produce that's reaching the Indian mandi.
जो इनका हार्वेस्टिंग पीरियड है वो है सितंबर अक्टूबर, और इस वक्त तो मार्च है। मार्च के अंदर उनके पास ये स्टोरेज फैसिलिटी नहीं है, तो ये से फिर कहां से आ रहा है?
Growers say it is an Iranian apple invasion, and apple growers from Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand have formed a joint platform to fight it together. Question is, are private players manipulating India-Afghanistan free trade agreement? In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
And finally, in an embarrassment to the Congress in Kerala, the Mahila Congress President Latika Subhash resigned from the post and shaved her head after she was denied a ticket. She was denied a ticket to the Ettumanur seat, and shortly after the candidate list for the 6th of April assembly polls was released in New Delhi, the senior leader shaved her head sitting in the front courtyard of the party office as a mark of protest for denying her a ticket. And that's the news at 8 p.m. this Sunday night. Thank you for joining us.